a new gimmick for Generation 10 was leaked, which is like a new game mechanic. It's dating back to Mega Evolution and Totem Pokemon, but this time it is called Apotheosis. Now I know that kind of sounds like mitochondriosis or something that has to do with biology, but this is going to be the new Gen 10 mechanic that is speculated so far, and most likely will be because it was from the 2024 Terra leak. And that caused a lot of disaster, like it had to do with Typhlosion and all that weird stuff. There's a lot of controversy in terms of the Game Freak putting out all this information randomly, like a random server was hacked. This is going to be Apotheosis, a new gimmick. Let's go through it. So Pokemon or trainers will pray to activate Apotheosis. So it's not going to be based on like a watch where we had Mega Evolution back then. Pressing a button on a watch is not going to activate Mega Evolution. So this time we would have to pray. And also there's also special items involved like divine sigils, which kind of sounds like a relic, things where you have to collect in order to prove that you are worthy of the gods. As it says, it's each linked to powerful beings known as the Majin. So this is going to be the big figure that is going to influence us in order to have these powers and get as much blessings from these Majins. And it's actually similar to Terastilization because all Pokemon could use divine sigils to gain unique bonuses. So it's not just making them stronger, it's also changing their type. Like if they're originally fire, they could change to water, just like Terastilization. And they also could have immunity to status conditions and ability modifications. So they're just turning into a complete new Pokemon, not from originally as they were before Apotheosis. And some Pokemon even unlock exclusive Apostle forms similar to Mega Evolutions, which is going to be very cool if they actually do come out with this whole Apotheosis. If they have these 3 new starters for the Gen 10, these 3 new starters will get their own specific forms that are like Mega Evolution. So it's going to be very interesting. And this is not final as always, it's just a leak in terms of the Apotheosis. A more further explanation for this gimmick is that the Majin, once again, are these gods that are able to possess not just Pokemon, but also people. So they're extremely powerful. It's like Arceus. I think it might be similar to Arceus actually, because remember the Temple of Sinnoh? It looked like ancient Greece, and it was like exploring both the past and the future. But this time, we're going back to ancient Greece and exploring that Cyclades island that is covered in water. So regional folklore states that these Majin raise the islands out of the sea itself and are the guardian deities of their respective islands. When they possess a powerful enough vessel, which is like the Pokemon, they're able to channel their power into reality. So they shape their domains in their image. So once they control this vessel, that is like the Pokemon they're trying to help provide these powers for, they're going to make it into a complete new dimension and have all these set new battles in order to help them. And once again, the vessels are also powerful Pokemon that are possessed by the Majin. Concept art showed the leader of the Majin possessing a legendary mythical Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon could also be possessed by the Majin. They granted an incredible power as well as some slight coloration changes, which is similar to like shiny Pokemon, but this time it's only like a slight change. Terastilization, they only got a little bit of sparkle and glitter and sort of a glass texture onto their design. They also have a visible aura when they go through this Apotheosis gimmick. It's not unlike the ones that are similar to those trial bosses in Sun and Moon. Like, you know, when you begin a battle in the Sun and Moon Totem Pokemon, they just emit this sort of aura. This time, the vessel is the locus of the Majin's power, and it gains the ability to shape the environment, unleash incredibly powerful attacks. We know that Cyclades is also going to have multiple parts. It's not just one island like Paldea had. It's going to be like Sun and Moon where it's separated. So if they do have their own ability to shape their environment, they could control one sort of area and another vessel controls another area. Some environments could be snowy, they could be volcanic, and some could be just rainy like a rainforest. When you remember ancient Greek folklore, you know about those. They had a lot of thunderstorms and they had these gods that were powerful. They could control thunderstorms. It's like Dunderus, Landorus, and the trio. I remember a lot of people said they want to see the Kami trio from Unova, which were those 3 genies that float in the air and they control the weather. And they kind of look like they would fit this sort of new Gen 10 style. There's something interesting that I actually want to share with. We know that Cyclades is based on Greece, right? But actually, the cool thing is that the 2 versions of the release were allegedly named K and N, so the letter K and N. But they have been theorized to be short for the words kaze, like wind, and nami, which is water. So it's winds and waves. And the Greek flag has blue and a white color. So wind and water are the white and blue colors that are on the Greek flag. So that is very interesting. But this is what we know of the gimmick so far of Apotheosis. Basically, like we have to pray and make the Pokemon stronger using the Majin's power. They might have a slight coloration change like a shiny form, and they could also have type changes like they had in Scarlet and Violet with Terastilization. There's gonna be more information that's coming out soon. So I'll see you then.